Someone you've never met scrolls past your photo and doesn't like it. And for the next 3 hours, you can't stop thinking about it. You know it's irrational, you know it shouldn't matter, but your chest feels tight anyway. Your mind keeps replaying it. A part of you feels like something is actually wrong. Here's the strange part. Your brain isn't overreacting by accident. It's running code that's over 100,000 years old. And that code was never designed for a world with strangers, screens, or likes. It was designed for something much darker. It was designed to keep you from being left behind. Let's go back. Not 10 years, not 100. Back to a time before cities, before agriculture, before anything you'd recognize as civilization. A time when a human being alone in the wild wasn't just sad, they were basically dead. No weapon strong enough to fight off a predator alone. No way to gather enough food by yourself, day after day, season after season. No one to keep watch while you slept. In that world, the tribe wasn't just your social life. It was your life support system. So think about what happens when someone gets rejected by the group. Not in a movie. In real life, 70,000 years ago. They don't get to just move on and make new friends in the next town. There is no next town. There's the tribe and there's the wilderness. And the wilderness kills you. This is the part almost nobody tells you. Rejection didn't just feel bad back then. It was a countdown. A survival threat as real as spotting a lion in the grass. And here's where it gets interesting. Your brain doesn't know the difference between then and now. Neuroscientists ran an experiment. They put people in brain scanners and had them play a simple ball tossing game with 2 other players. Except the game was rigged. At some point, the other 2 players stopped throwing the ball to the person in the scanner. Just left them out. No one insulted them. No one threatened them. They just stopped including them in a virtual game of catch. And the brain activity that lit up? It was the same region that activates when someone feels physical pain. Not similar. The same, which means on some level, your brain treats being excluded from a group chat the same way it treats touching a hot stove. Different situation, same alarm system. Now, think about how much this explains. Why a breakup can feel like your chest is physically caving in. Why getting left on red can quietly ruin your whole afternoon. Why the fear of public speaking isn't really about the speech. It's about the possibility of standing in front of a group and being silently judged as not good enough to belong. None of that is weakness. It's an alarm system that's still doing its ancient job, just in a world that no longer matches the threat. But here's where the story gets even stranger. Because if rejection used to mean death, evolution wouldn't just make it feel bad. It would make sure you do almost anything to avoid it. And that's exactly what happened. Your brain built an early warning system, one that goes off before rejection even happens. That system is called social anxiety. That racing heartbeat before you raise your hand in class. That hesitation before you text someone first. That voice that says, don't post that, people might judge you. That's not your personality failing you. That's a 100,000-year-old guard dog still standing at the door, still barking at shadows. The problem is, the guard dog can't tell the difference between an actual threat and a stranger online who will forget your existence in 4 seconds. So here's a question worth sitting with. If your ancestors' survival depended on constantly monitoring what the group thought of them, were they actually more socially aware than we are? Or did we just inherit their paranoia without inheriting their real, tangible danger? Because that's a disconnect. 10,000 years ago, if the tribe rejected you, that information was accurate. It meant something. It required action. Today, if a stranger on the internet dislikes you, that information is almost always meaningless. Wrong data feeding into a very old, very sensitive detector. Your brain hasn't caught up. It still treats every online interaction, every message, every comment, every silence, as if it might determine whether you survive the winter, which is why so many people spend their entire lives quietly optimizing for approval, choosing the safer opinion, the safer career, the safer version of themselves, not because they're incapable of more, but because somewhere underneath the surface, a very old part of their brain is whispering, don't get cast out. Here's what almost nobody talks about though. The same fear that limits people is also what built human civilization. The instinct to belong is the same instinct that created cooperation, trust, language, and eventually everything we call society. It's not a flaw in the system. It's the foundation of it. The fear of rejection isn't your enemy. It's just outdated software running on modern hardware. And once you know that, you can finally stop mistaking its alarm for the truth. Because the truth is this: you are not actually in danger when someone doesn't reply. You are not actually in danger when someone disagrees with you. You are not actually in danger when a room goes quiet after you speak. Your body thinks you are, but your body was calibrated for a world that no longer exists. So the next time that tight feeling shows up in your chest, after a message goes unanswered, after a joke falls flat, after someone walks past you without a word, try asking yourself one question instead of spiraling into the old panic. Is this actually a threat to my survival? Or is this just an alarm going off for a danger that disappeared 100,000 years ago? Because somewhere inside you, there's a part that still believes being disliked is the same as being left in the wild to die. And the moment you realize that part of you is still living in the past is the moment you finally get to choose whether you keep listening to it.